Welcome back to AM Northwest. It's a local organization empowering women with a focus on services for survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. Here to share more about their programs, we welcome from the YWCA of Clark County, CEO Brittini Lasseigne. Good to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You bet. Tell me about what you do, about the shelter, and about the program.
Yeah, so we focus on domestic violence and sexual assault. We operate the only emergency domestic violence shelter in Clark County.
Wow.
And then we also provide sexual assault services. We have a therapeutic preschool and prevention programming for youth in middle schools and high schools as well.
Oh, you have a lot going on.
We do.
Yeah, so I'm going to guess that the need for a shelter is extremely high.
It is. So we have 14 rooms that are available to community. We are a gender inclusive shelter as well, so we know that domestic violence impacts all people.
Right.
We're also a pet friendly shelter, so one of the very few.
Right, a lot of women, women I'm speaking of here,
yeah,
won't leave their spouse or their family even though they're being, abused
yeah,
because they don't want to leave their pets.
That is so true. It is a barrier for people leaving because of the threat that they then put on the animal, and they don't want the animal to be hurt. So we make sure that is not a barrier. They can bring their pet with us. We have even had a horse. The horse was not on site, but we partnered with the Humane Society to board the horse.
Oh, that's great.
So no matter the pet, whether it is a cat, dog, snake, or rat, they can come on in.
Right. And then is that what's called a safe choice?
Yes, that is our Safe Choice program. It is a shelter. And then we also have our community office, so people can walk in and get services and do safety planning and get connected to legal resources. We have attorneys that we work with. We have a 24-hour hotline. We are really an all-encompassing, comprehensive program.
Can someone call the hotline and from there end up in the shelter and go through the programs?
Yes, yes, they can. They can call the hotline. They can get connected to resources. They can also just ask questions and explore, like, what is the situation they're in. We also get calls from loved ones or people that work with people that they might be concerned about, and they want to see, like, how can I help in this situation? Anybody can call the hotline.
You also do something called prevention programming that you operate in high school and middle schools. And tell me about that.
Yes, our prevention programming, that is really how we are working to break the cycle of violence and change it so that hopefully we don't have to provide crisis services in the future. We work with youth.
Great idea.
Talk to them about healthy relationships, boundaries, consent, and it goes several weeks. And they get to practice these skills in a low-stakes environment. So hopefully when they have presented in more of a high-stakes environment, then they have already practiced those. They know how to navigate that situation.
Also, you're stopping the cycle of domestic abuse before it starts, essentially, because oftentimes young women will get into a violent relationship just like her mother did.
Yes, it's very key. And a new thing that we're doing is called coaching boys into men.
Wow.
And so that is working with the athletic teams in the schools, and we do training with the coaches. So then in practice, they have these little snippets with their athletes, because we know that the athlete-coach relationship is very strong. They look to them as a mentor.
Absolutely.
We also know that athletes have high social capital in the school.
Right.
So if we can disrupt that locker room talk, we can talk to them about those healthy relationships, and the coach is the one that is providing that information, we know that it's going to dispel through the school. And then we also have the classes that are happening. So it's really a unique program that we're excited to bring to Clark County.
I love it. And then also you've got a therapeutic preschool program. And how does that work?
Yeah, so we launched our therapeutic preschool program about 1.5 years ago. So it's for 2.5 to 5-year-olds that have challenging behaviors that aren't good for a typical preschool classroom. So these are the kiddos that are getting expelled and suspended from preschool.
Wow.
Because they have been impacted by trauma in their life.
Yeah, they're upset.
Yeah, and so they get referred to us. We have a really low student-teacher ratio. So think 5 teachers in the classroom with a max of 20 kids.
Okay.
We also have a sensory room and an occupational therapist on site. And so they come in, they get a lot of support around social emotional well-being, because what kindergarten teachers have told us is they can teach them their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, but what they need is a kiddo that can navigate that conflict, that can sit down and be able to be amongst their peers. And if they can't navigate that stuff, it's really hard for the teachers in the schools to be able to support them.
Absolutely. You have a big event, a gala gala coming up, the Shine Gala.
Yes.
I know you're sold out, but you do have a waiting list if people would
We
like to.
do have a waiting list. If people really want to come to Shine,
Yeah.
they should email us and get on our waiting list because we might have some seats come open next week.
And people can help by donating, of course, right?
Yes, people can always help by donating. We have a list on our website of various items that we need in our shelter. They can also, you know, we love those cash donations as well.
Sure, that helps a lot. And do you need volunteers as well?
We do need volunteers. Our new volunteer cycle is going to start in April. So we look for volunteers that want to be, whether it's in our domestic violence or sexual assault program or in the classroom.
Yeah.
We also provide childcare for support groups, but we also have one-off volunteer opportunities. So like at Shine, we have to have volunteers. We do various volunteer opportunities in our shelter, deep cleaning it or working with the kiddos. There's a lot of things.
A lot of things you can do. All right, we're going to tell everyone if you would like to find out more, you can contact the YWCA of Clark County, and we'll put all that information too on our website at k2.com. Brittini, thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.